I can't even explain it. Like, so I grew up with my pops in the gym at Brown Deer High School, and he would have practice on one end of the court, and I would be on the other end of the court with my ball, probably shooting the men's ball, and I was probably 6, 7, 8 years old, and I just wanted to have the ball in my hands and shoot. And I just think back to like that time where it's like, man, I didn't want to do the Mikan drill. I didn't want to do post moves. Like, I was down there shooting it from as far away as I could, making 1 out of 30, going like, let's go. Like, I'm the guy, I'm having fun. And so I think, like, to me, that was where it was born. And I just became obsessed with shooting. I think it was something really therapeutic for me, where, like, when I would shoot, I feel like, you know, when you cut the lawn, how you get done, and you're like, I never really thought I would be a guy who, like, I love to mow the lawn. But when you get done, it looks so good. You feel like you did something, and you get to go do it again in like a week, and you feel so good again. That's what shooting was for me. I felt like you got to make or miss every one, and every time it went in, it felt good. And after you were done working out, you feel like you accomplished something. And then you got to come back again and do it the next day. And it was something weird where you're like, I don't know why it's so satisfying, but I just love shooting. And so I was always tall. My pops never was like, get your back to the basket, you got to post up. So I was thankful. He always let me shoot it. And like, I knew at that time, big fellas were supposed to be bigs. You're supposed to be posting up and get the rebound and keep the ball high.
And be physical and everything.
Man, it wasn't what called me. You know, and I credit my pops. He was like, you go ahead and you like shooting that thing, shoot it, and we'll figure it out from here. You know, and so I just kept, I take great pride in, like, when I look at the top 10 3-point percentage list, I take great pride in the fact that, like, I'm the tallest guy, top 10. Because a lot of great shooters, you know, but like, as far as like the highest percentage, for me, I always think, I'm so glad my pops was like, you can be tall and shoot it, go ahead. Because then the game adapted and the game changed and everything flipped. And it was like,
everything flipped.
And if I hadn't been shooting it, I couldn't have been a big. I'm still the same weight as I was when I played 215. Well, who was I going to guard in the post? You know,
it would be hard. I'm not going to lie to you. It would be hard.
I wasn't going to wrestle the big fellas, but now all the big fellas are shooting it too.
So shooting too, they're shooting too. So if you were born, let's say 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you'd probably be in the Steph Curry era, right? The shooting from deep, right? Or the Damian Lillard era. I'm like, oh no, I'm one dribble off half court,
right?
Gone, let it fly. But question is, like, what do you think about that? Do you think, because you know you have debates all the time, like, oh my God, Steph ruined basketball. I disagree, but whatever. Oh my God, Steph changed basketball. Yes, he did. Change basketball. Like, what's your, like, what do you think?
I think, to me, it's so interesting, because I think in the beginning people were saying, like, oh, look, everybody's shooting threes. And that was the case, and you saw teams that didn't have the personnel to actually shoot the threes, still shooting the threes. They were coming up, they were shooting quick ones. You were like, man, this isn't good basketball, and it's not sustainable. And so I think not only did you see, like, the rules change within the game, whereas to me the biggest difference is when you look at the rules in the NBA specifically, you know, 15, 20 years ago, the court was this big because they allowed hand checking. They allowed a lot more physicality. The three-point shot wasn't very valuable. So the game was played much closer to the hoop. And now you fast forward to 2023, 24, the court is this big. And so all of a sudden, I remember when I was with the Clippers, we started changing our coverages against the Golden State Warriors. And they said, no matter where on the court Steph gets a screen and roll, we want you to go over the top of the screen. And you were like, what do you mean, like at half court? If we get screened, you want us to go? Because, you know, you used to go under. Like, I'll dare him to shoot it. We'll just see. But then Golden State started making so many shots, you went, man, if we go under and they're banging down all these shots, we got no chance. We can't even keep up. So we started going over the top of pick and rolls at half court and chasing Steph downhill and Clay downhill from half court. And you were like, this is crazy. But it was a moment for me where I was like, the court just doubled in size. And so to me, it's teams then defensively deciding, like, what are we going to give up? Because you can't have 5 guys guarding 5 other guys in a 50-foot by 40-foot span. So you got to give some up. If you go help D, someone's got to be open. So who are you leaving open? So I think, like, the scoring is up, not because guys don't guard, but because they're guarding twice as much space with the same amount of guys.
The same amount of guys.
And the skill level got so much higher.
So much higher. And to tell it, when you have, how do you think scoring won't get up if you have guys who are twice the size of guys who used to shoot doing step backs? Like, bro, of course it's going to go up. Of course the scores are going to be incredible. And of course people are going to be more talented. It is what it is. The game changes. But okay, so wait, give me your target, like your current top five, and give me your like all time top five.
Yeah.
So give me your current top five first.
Shooters. I mean, Steph is right there. He's on top.
Yeah.
I mean, all time and current. For what you said, the way he changed the game,
Yeah.
the way he turned the conversation from.
Yeah, I put those two out there, like the Dame and the Steph. I
Yeah.
just put them in tandem, like those two guys.
Right.
Obviously, Steph just goes on Golden State, and Damian, like, well,
Yeah. And to me, the reason that he's up there is because the conversation went from you can't win shooting threes to he was winning shooting threes. And then the whole world said, all right, well, we subscribe to that.
we subscribe to that. Yes.
And the analytics said, oh, and by the way, we can back that up.
Yes.
So to me, like, it's hands down. And it's crazy to think, like, to me, to be honest, the current number two, in my opinion, and he's benefited from Steph, is Klay. I think, like, he's right there. You know, the fact that he's a different player than Steph. He's not a point guard. He's not out there averaging 10 assists.
Klay Thompson, man.
But he is a catch-and-shoot king. You know, you look at James Harden, the way he played, it was like he was 100 million dribbles. I'm not saying good or bad. I'm just saying Klay was the literal opposite. He was the catch-and-shoot version of Steph, and they played together. That's why they won the championships.
Yeah.
So he's right up
And
there.
it's crazy. James can shoot the ball, bro. He can shoot the ball like James Harden can shoot the ball like crazy. Too.
Yeah.
Especially with the step back. When he started doing the step back, it was like unguardable.
Yes.
And he almost still is, to be honest with you.
Yes.
Not gonna lie. You got to play him different now.
No,
But
you
okay,
do.
so
Those guys are up there.
So yeah, okay. So apart from let's take the Bucks out, right? So apart from the Bucks, it's Klay Thompson, Steph Curry. Give me the other three. Current.
Man, oh man.
Still playing.
Yeah, still playing. I mean, to me, like, there's you got to take the Bucks out.
You like to watch, not the best, but you like to watch.
See, the guys that I really like to watch are the big fellas that can step out and shoot it, because I'm biased.
Yeah.
Because obviously, you know, the guard's supposed to be spreading the court, supposed to be shooting it, but, like, to me, to be honest, I don't think he's the greatest. But, like, our guy Brook Lopez,
Yeah.
to your point, I'm saying, I'm putting the Bucks back in it. To see not only was he a guy who didn't shoot threes, who now does stroke it from three, but not just from three, where he shoots it from. And the fact that, like, the guy who's guarding him is the other team's five-man. Yes. Like, that changes everything. He's not even shooting the regular three. He's shooting it from 5 to 7 feet further away. So to me, I love that, because to me, that's like the next level of evolution. To your point,
yes,
he's over 7 foot and he's shooting it from deeper than three. And you're like, now hold on, we were just talking about Steph, who was like changing the game, whatever. And I'm like, no, this is
he changed the game. He changed the game.
You know,
bring you up there.
Yeah. So I mean, to me, it's like there's always the guys who can make the big shots, and then there's the guys who are the really, really high percentage shooters. I think, like, I like the guys who have changed the game. And also, I mean, you think about the big shots. When you see guys like Dame Lillard, I mean that. I don't know it's Bucks heavy, but, like, the fact that he can hit a fadeaway from 40 feet away on multiple occasions, I mean, like, I don't even care what his percentage is. You know, he's got the gene. And so to me, like, those are the guys I like watching shoot that thing, because I'm looking going, what is it about how he shoots it? Because a lot of times I just think about, like, the simplicity of the motion and the way that the form is actually not that right sometimes. You know, you look at some guys and you go, like, that's not right. That's not good form.
Yeah.
How does he keep making it? But you realize, like, the simplicity of the motion, the confidence that a guy shoots it with, the psychology a guy has is more important than, like, oh, my elbow was under, my body had the right angle. And Dame is that guy. Klay is that guy. Steph is that guy. Brook is that guy. I mean, he's out there jacking a set shot from. So, I mean, to me, and then you start talking about the guys who aren't current.
Yeah, all time.
I think about, like, for me, Ray Allen.
Yes.
I'm biased. I watched the Bucks growing up. He was a guy who was, shot a shot nothing like the one I shot. Yeah. He was a jump shooter. But he was shooting the three unapologetic, and he was doing it in stretches where you're like, man, I've never seen this. And Dirk the same, a 7-footer.
So, okay, Ray Allen, Dirk.
Man. And then I think back to just all the special playoff series with Reggie Miller. You know, you just think the way he moved, right? I mean, you just think about, like, the way Reggie
By the way,
moved.
he showed some love to the podcast on live TV. Hey, man, I appreciate you. Hey, we'll get you on the show. Let's get you on Thanasis.
He should come on, man.
I got it.
The battles he went through, the physicality he played with, he shot it in the era where they were trying to kill him. They were trying to put a bow on his chin, like, every time he came through the paint. And he was just talking trash, and he was doing it. So those are the guys that I think, like, when I used to watch and dream, like, man, I want to be like that. Even like, and Rip Hamilton wasn't even like a three-point shooter, but he did shoot threes, but he was a shooter the movement on some of those guys is what I look at and go like, man, they work to get open. It's harder than people think. They're running 7 miles a game. They got to make it when they catch it. It's on the move. So it's just like it's such a craft. And I think there's some guys, in my opinion, who are there to shoot, and some guys like Steph Curry who have so much more to do. Like they're running point. They got to assist. They got to establish the offense. They got to play big minutes. They got to make big shots early and late. Other guys are just shooting it, and some guys are like that superstar, all-star level that I think people don't realize. He's not just shooting. That's what makes Steph at the whole conversation. You go like a winner, running a team, he's assisting, he's doing all those things, and I think you just are like every night he's been doing that for that many years. So I think the game's in a great place, but to me, like the more interesting part now with where the game is at isn't how many threes does someone shoot or how many threes does a team shoot. It's the question, how do they get their threes?